What's going on, guys? Today is kind of a different video. We're going to be looking into a high power account and the mistakes it has made. I have made. So getting straight into this, 117 mil power. That's with that's with no buff, but buffs you can get up to. Well, I can get up to 123 mil. I'm just going to share with the few things I learned on this journey, because this was my first serious account, even though if we go on to the roles, if we see here we have the beta tags. I've been playing for ages, and this one was like a test account there. So getting straight into this, the first thing you're going to see is the units. Obviously everything's 7.2. We've got two modern ones, one 8.5. We've got 7.2. I haven't buffed up yet. 7.2 Air Force, and just one remaining. The one remaining, just to fill it out. I don't know what camp I'm gonna do, but I'm just gonna fill that out with a 7.2. And honestly, that is the biggest mistake of this account. As you can see, I've got camps everywhere. I've got one artillery in Martyrs, one artillery in Liberty, anti-tank gun in Vanguard, then I have a tank hunter and a main battle tank, then I have a bomber and a fighter, and the camps are all over the place. This means that if we go into where is the building? Where is the building? My brain has just gone now. Here we go, there we go, the camps. And we scroll the way down to the bottom. You'll see here that you get 18% damage percent and damage resist when you have 6 of the same camp deployed, so it's the same going through all of them. So I get none of this. The maximum I have is 3, so 3 Vanguard. So if we go back into... Oh my lord, that's a bit laggy. If we go back into these camps, not the manuals, if we go back into camps and go to... Where are we? See, I don't even get 8%. Where's... There we go, I only get 4% damage increase and damage resist increase when 3 are deployed. So I've only got, like I said, I've only got one fighter, one anti-tank, one tank hunter. So all of those only get a 4% bonus, rather than, say, my one maxed unit getting a 16% bonus or 18% bonus, whatever it is. So I have a maxed unit that's 18% worse than someone that doesn't have full 7.2 units, if that makes sense. So if say one player only has this unit and not enough resources for the others, they can just put in, say, this unit into here and not train them, and then their maxed unit is 18% better. So yeah, so if I run around with my tank, to keep my power up and keep my defenses up, I have to make this tank... Well, does it even give you a bonus for 2? No, it doesn't. Oh, yes, it does. So this tank only has a 2% bonus on it. Whereas if someone's running around with like a max tank, or say 2 max Martyrs tanks, they both have 18% bonus on top of mine or anyone else's with a similar lineup. I think that's the biggest mistake this account's made, just trying to fill up these slots with 7.2s. I mean, like, it looks nice, obviously, and gives you high power, but is it most useful? No, just because you're losing out on so much bonus. So if I had, say, Martyrs tank, just these 2, I can just say my base is destroyed. I can use these 2 only and then run around with 2 units having 18% buff, which would be amazing instead of running around with a main battle tank and a tank hunter with 2% or 3% buff each, or 4%, whatever it was. So these units are not as strong as someone who's planned it out correctly. The second thing, this is mainly to do with the 5.0 update, because the shift from gold being spent on the officer wheel, which gives you a lot of officer statues. As you can see, here I've got all 10 filled maxed, and then this one I've got 2. This one's almost done. So I was trying to get 2 maxed officers per 7.2 I have. So I would be working towards 2 fighter officers now, which would allow me to fill these slots, and when I finally reach this 7.2 I would have 2 more, which completely fills out my officer slots for my units. However, like I said, because I'm running around with less buffs, my officers aren't going to meet, well, obviously max officers are the best, but you're going to, I spent so much gold getting all of these, and now as we look into the VIP, I'm only VIP 15, so all of that gold I got and put into the wheel, I could have been VIP 18 at least. Let's use these because they're annoying. So what's VIP 18 going to do? So with the update you can see these refined components here, and this is going to be the main progress of the game now. So VIP 17 gives you I think 2 extra land components, and 18 gives you this 1 extra air force. So because I have put all of my gold into these officers, I am halving my progress in the future now. So anyone with VIP 17 is going to get their modern units up twice as fast as me, simply because I have officers and they have VIP. So that's mainly because of the update. Normally VIP 14, 15 is like the go-to before the modern units, and this like being the only way to get components. Before that, no components, VIP 15 perfect, then officers, because that was the focus. However, because the focus has changed, I am now 2 VIP levels, 3 VIP levels behind, and now my progress has halved. Despite being high power, lower power people with higher VIP can progress twice as fast as me. Those were the 2 main things. The third thing is going through here. I have 3 artillery, 2 tanks. So it's weird because I'm trying to max this out just because the gold looks fun. When you fully max out the tech and get a kill, your unit flashes gold, your officer flashes gold on the unit. But I'm trying to max this out because obviously I have 3 artillery. But artillery is so limited, and now my tanks are so behind because I don't have this tech, right? Like, it's all here and I'm trying to max out so I can progress to the next one. But now my tanks are so behind. So the best thing would be to do is just pick a unit. You know, you can have full artillery if you want and run around in army groups destroying bases. Is that what you want to do? You know, you'd have strong base defense as well. Or you can pick 5 tanks, run around with 5 tanks, be a nuisance on the map. Although that has to do with camp bonus as well. So I would honestly pick one, go into it, and then you make full use of this research. So I'll have 3 artillery and have maxed artillery research. That makes sense, right? But then I have 2 tanks which are suffering because I can't get through this in time. And same with planes. What you could do is have a nice tank and a nice plane to put all your resources into, because these modern units take a lot of resources, and it's hard to get a 2nd or a 3rd or a 4th unit up to 200 and max out, as well as being modern. So it's kind of good to just have a unit that's 11, 12, 13, 14 million power, rather than 5 units that are just going to be, I don't know what the max is, like about 8 million. So it's better to have one extremely powerful unit rather than 5 mediocre units, in my opinion, because you can send them to army groups, and then an alliance has 220 members or something. 220 fully maxed units is going to be better than 400 meh units. Same with planes, because you need somewhere to put your plane resources. So one camp for ground, one camp for Air Force, it makes sense. And the other ones you can just be filling up with 7.2s, because you're going to need 7.2s anyway, later stages in the game. So if I put everything into this artillery, I can then make 4 7.2 tanks, or 7.2 in a different camp, and then eventually I will have one really strong unit, say my artillery here, but then I could be making 4 Vanguard tanks, 7.2, and then say 2 Vanguard planes, 7.2, and then I future-proofed myself to have this camp buff on all of my 7.2s and all of my modern units eventually. So I've basically I've got my one unit to be extremely useful, while leading up to having an extremely late game but insanely strong base, having this 18% on 6 units, so 6 units with an 18% buff, just by working on one unit at a time. Kind of makes sense to me, so hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from and try not to make these mistakes. You're trying to get this 18% buff from the camp and put your gold into the VIP, so you can progress faster than the people that don't, or you can progress at the same rate as other people and not fall behind. So hopefully that's helped and explained a few things, and high power doesn't mean very strong. So see you later.